Good evening, parents, and welcome to Back to School Night 2020 Virtual Edition. My name is Cheryl Bott, and I'm your child's accounting teacher. So I just wanted to give you a little bit of background on myself and also give you some information as far as where you can find assignments and what actually the students are learning in accounting. So again, my name is Cheryl Bott. I'm a lifelong resident of Rutherford. I was born and raised here, and I still reside in town. I raised my two sons in Rutherford. They both graduated from Rutherford High School, Anthony in 2017, and Jack graduated in 2019. I have over 20 years teaching experience. I started my career at Secaucus High School as a business and technology teacher, and I came over to Rutherford to teach about 5 years ago. As far as my undergrad, I received a bachelor's in business administration from Iona College, where I went on a basketball scholarship. So I received my business degree and played basketball at Iona. Uh, After a few years out in the business world, I realized that I wanted to become a teacher. That seemed to be what I was meant to do. So I went to Montclair State and earned my master's degree in teaching plus my supervisor certificate. And I also got my certification there. I also have 30 additional credits, and most of them are in technology. I do a few things at Rutherford High School. I am a three-sport coach. I coach cross country in the fall. I coach girls basketball in the winter and softball in the spring. I'm also the co-advisor of the class of 2024, and I am the co-advisor of FBLA, which is Future Business Leaders of America. If you need to get in touch with me for some reason, reach out. My email is at the bottom, cbot@rutherfordschools.org. So, enough about me. Let's talk a little bit about what we do in accounting. So, the first thing is let's just go over the grading policy really quick, since that is the next slide. The grading policy is posted in Google Classroom. Accounting is a full year course, and each quarter is basically the same grading policy. There's classwork and participation, which is 20%. So a lot of what we'll be doing in class are workbook problems, and that is going to count. Some of that is going to count as their classwork and also their participation. So it's not only answering questions, it's actually doing the work as we're working through it. Homework is 10%. I do give a little bit of homework, not too much. Accounting is a subject where sometimes it's better to do things together and to be available for them for questions because it is a little bit different and the material can get a little bit difficult. Quizzes 30% and tests are 40%. So that is the grading policy. It is posted in Google Classroom, which I will leave it posted there if you need to revisit. So as far as what we do in classroom, as I said previously, all assignments, upcoming due dates, upcoming tests, upcoming quizzes, any reminders will be posted in Google Classroom. So I've reiterated this to the students, and if you could reiterate it to them as well, that if they do have any questions, to please frequently check Google Classroom, because normally their answer is posted right there. Obviously, I'm available if they need help with something additional. There is a textbook and a workbook for this class. So each student was given a workbook, and I was fortunate enough to find a PDF version of the textbook. So they all have that also posted in Google Classroom. So some of the all remote students were given a textbook, which is fine. But I also found a PDF, which is posted to Google Classroom. So there's never an excuse not to have their textbook. And their workbook is, their workbook I told them they need to carry with them, take with them every day, because that's where we do the majority of our work, in the workbook. So as far as what we cover in class, so we're right now in the middle of analyzing transactions for a proprietorship. So we're doing debits and credits, we're doing assets equal liabilities plus capital, and we're just doing the real basic introductory to the accounting cycle. So the first 8 chapters are dedicated to completing the accounting cycle for a proprietorship. So that's what we're involved in now. So this will take us probably 3/4 of the year. by the time we do the whole accounting cycle from start to finish, ending with a post-closing trial balance. So once the first 8 chapters are done, then we get into accounting for a merchandising business. So that will be the last 3 chapters. So they're going to cover 11 chapters total, and everything will be done, pretty much everything is done in the workbook. I do have some teacher-generated projects and quizzes and tests and practice pages that I do distribute as well. So again, all the information is in Google Classroom. We are working on some of the business transactions now. And, I said this to the students day one, things that we're doing now, the analyzing the transactions and the work that we're doing now is going to carry them forward. So this isn't really a class where they can, take a chapter 1 test and forget what they've done. Because if they don't understand the business transactions now, they're going to struggle for the rest of the year, and it's going to be virtually impossible for them to catch up. So I'm spending a lot of extra time just to make sure, before I move on, that everybody understands the concepts that we're working on now. So it's really, really important, especially if the children are home, if they are all remote. I do Zoom pretty much every day. So if they do have questions, it's really, really important to reach out. And if they're still confused, I'm always available to set up a Zoom call in the afternoons to try to get them to where they need to be. So again, it's important that they stay on top of what's going on and come to class and make sure they get on those Zoom calls, because if they get lost now, it's going to be pretty difficult for them to catch up, because like I said, what we're doing now, we're going to be doing until June. So with that being said, if you have any other questions, please feel free to reach out. I'm usually available anytime. Really, I'm available anytime. You have my email address, and so far so good. Everybody's been coming to class. Everybody's been logging on, and we're moving forward. We're making progress. So hopefully we will continue to do that. So if there's any questions, again, please reach out. And if not, have a great night.